One, action.
Hi, my name is Tiffany Jones, and here is my roundtable. I'm here with my friends to discuss what's going on in the community, what is happening, the outreach in the community. I have here today on my right Mr. William Morrison, running for LA Mayor in 2022, Mr. Wesley Roby of Bully Prevention Solution Station.
Yes.
Okay, and to my left I have Chaplain Edward of U.S. Community Chaplain and his wife, Chaplain Sumi Garcia of U.S. Community Chaplain.
Thank you for having us here. We appreciate it.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
These are my friends, and we're just going to discuss various topics and things that are going on in the community today. So, how was everybody's day today? What's going on?
Fantastic day. We're here today to serve another day to help those in need.
Great.
That's right. Yeah, it's a great honor. First of all, I want to say I want to thank God for having us here, for giving us this great opportunity to share what we know. You know that people doesn't know. Of course, this is the reason why we're doing what we're doing, because we want to be able to teach our people, teach our community that there's always a way to do better things, you know, and only together we can change our community. So I'm really excited of being here. Thank you, Tiffany, for having us here. We are really excited, right?
Yeah, we're
Chaplain?
super excited. And
So tell me, I know you guys are chaplains and you deal with so much on a daily basis. Is there anything special that happened today?
Almost every day. There is always something new. There is always something new, right, Chap?
yeah, so
Tell me.
I don't know what
I
to
know
say.
you
Talk about things. Talk about, the things that we usually do in common days. You know, a lot of phone calls
A lot of phone calls,
through the
yes.
whole day. You know,
Helping people on need. A lot
Right.
of people
Mm-hmm.
is going through a lot. I have a phone call today that someone had like his family passed away,
Oh.
and we gave some debriefing to that. I was like praying and helping them out with resources. They need help, psychology and everything, and it's I helped them, and it was a help for me, a release, because it's beautiful to help the community.
Oh, nice. Nice. So tell me some of your responsibilities as a chaplain. Because I don't think everybody knows what a chaplain does.
it well, involves quite a few of them.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to to indirect, but I want to be a little more open. You know,
Yes, please.
Susan works a little more in the law enforcement side, and I'm more in the community because I'm a pastor as well.
Uh-huh.
So it's my wife, you know, it's my secretary, my assistant. We really we enjoy what we do,
Nice.
and we believe that God has combined us together, you know, to be able to represent, you know, not only the community but also the church and also law enforcement, you know, and the things that we do in various it changes all the time, you know. We have different cases where we have a domestic violence, bullying. We have cases where they call us from school, where you know the increase of bullying and domestic violence, crime, you know, hate crimes. Like like right now at this moment, we could talk about hate crimes. You know, things that is hurting our community just because we don't have the right guidance right at this moment.
Right. And I remember Saturday we were together for that Asian hate crime march.
Yes, we did. It was a really good turnout. We had about 300 people, I believe, right,
Mm-hmm.
William?
Yes. There was
Yes.
quite a bit of people there. And it was
You
an
were
honor
there?
being there too as well. Just like I said in there earlier today, that we all have to come together as one family and stop fighting. The hatred needs to stop. We're all created by one God.
That's
Yeah, we are one family. One family. Can't be bullying each other. I know when I first met Wesley, I didn't share with you at that time, but I was actually, like I used to do what you used to do, I'd fight the bullies. Because when the first time I got beaten up, my dad told me never come home until you lost the fight. So at that point, I just protected like all the weak ones and beat it up everybody. So now to this day, now I understand what I'm here for after with my life. And God has given me the direction to stop the bullying and bring peace. We need to build peace back in our cities and in the station.
And that's like where we're at with this day. Like I like to see it as in our early years of founding this country, we weren't advanced in the study of human behavior. We were not advanced in cultural diversity. We were not advanced in those studies. But yet we operated as if we're in an advanced world. And now we have to see it like we have to upgrade the way we think. What we were taught from generations of people who were traumatized, they were taught to us in trauma. Now we get out of trauma, we start to see a little clearly because we see now there's a lot of similarities we have as human beings. It doesn't matter where you come from, we're here to learn from each other.
That's right.
We learn community values and family values and things from each other. So when we see each other, we're looking at each other from a whole other angle. I don't know culture until I get to experience culture from another side of the fence. So then you start to put down these and you go, oh, that's my brother right there. That's my sister right there.
We have lost so many principles and values inside our community. We have lost respect, for each other, and that's something that we really push forward because we believe that everything starts at home, and that if we can bring the values of those values that where when we grow up, we lost all of that. We don't have that no more. Our young generation is totally different. It's not the same no more.
Complete disconnect. Due to social media, we used to have to communicate to each other growing up.
Exactly.
We had to. There was no other getting around it.
So we learned, Tiffany and William, that we need a little more community awareness, right, Susan? A little more community awareness, a little more community preparedness, so our community will be able to interact not only with the community but also with the church and law enforcement as far as our side as chaplains. And you asked me like, why do you do this and what do you guys do? And I couldn't really give you an answer about that because we just do so many things in our community that it would be hard for me to explain you a certain thing because we usually supporting like, if we're not supporting our community, we're supporting law enforcement. We're not supporting law enforcement, we're supporting like each institution or organization that needs our help and support to bring the resources that our families need to be able to help them because there's so many things that we could do as community to be able to help the people that really needs it. But only we together, unity, compassion, love. That's the only thing that will be able to change our society right at this moment. So I am really excited about this because William, I'll tell you, I love your vision. I think that we will move forward, and then I know God has picked you right at this time to be able to carry on His mission. Homeless situation is just Wesley, you've seen that, it's just going out of hand,
Way out of hand.
It's an all-time high right now.
totally under, it's out of control. And these are the things that I really want to emphasize in our community, that we can all do things for our people and help these people to, go in the right direction, like you were talking about outside, teaches people that there is always something out there that we can do to be better persons and to help somebody else. And Susan, she's been doing a lot of things with the women, especially.
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's talk about women empowerment.
Yes. Well,
And what you do with the women and how you empower women. I think that is so great.
yeah, what I have is a Rising Nester, the Ministry of Rising Nesters, and what we do is that we help all those women. They go through human trafficking, parenting, domestic violence, drug and alcohol. And what we do is that we invite them and we do a big celebration for them, not ignoring about their past. We don't want to know about their past. We want to know their future, what they're gonna do, help them to get jobs, get involved with their kids, mentally, because they go through a lot. So we
They
help them
do.
with that psychology, and the more important, the word of God. Sometimes they just want to hear, "I love you."
Yeah.
You're not alone. So it's really important. And well, a little bit about religion. We do.
We talk about
Yeah.
everything on this show.
We do like events, and we invite from different congregations, and we all get together. We do makeover, manicures, and we preach the word of God. We have like dancing, the God dancing, and we invite the whole community.
Oh,
And I know we're
nice.
not gonna do it alone. Now we're gonna have you to participate too, and you can do
Yes.
great things for the community.
Yes. I so appreciate your invitation to allow me to participate.
Yes, thank you
That's
so much.
great. So, Mr. Wesley, can you tell me a little bit about your program and what you do? Because I know that you work closely with law enforcement. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, I created a program in 2014. It's like a first responder program for bully prevention and emotional wellness. And it came from, I've seen the need for police to have another tool. For my community growing up, I saw the disconnect. Everyone saw the police as the bad person. But then I started working with the community outreach part of the police department, and I was going in different schools doing the bully prevention program. And when I had an auditorium of 600 kids, and they were like, whoa, it's all about them finding purpose at a young age. You're just a child in the parents' eyes, but in that child, there's somebody. But if you don't acknowledge that, then they're going to wild out to make sure you see that there's somebody. So when I started giving those kids those pointers and giving them that guidance, I saw that it would work for even the police department, because it would be like, growing up, there were certain police officers that would come to you instead of putting you in trouble.
Yeah.
Come here.
They were very interactive.
You see those kids you hanging with over there? Not the business. And they would just sit and pull me to the side and be like, I don't want to arrest you, but I'm going to save your life. I want you to do this, this, that, and the other. And that's kind of what I want to bring back on a super scale, because there's an alternative to going to jail. There's an alternative to being violent if you're shown a different path. So that's why I talk about the trauma. Give an example, and I'm going to put myself out there. My cousin was a very twisted person, but if I didn't have someone guiding me away from the twisted mindset, I would have believed everything he was doing and took the path that he went. And he ended up spending life in jail, life. He just passed away in prison. So the point is, if you look up to that person and you believe that person is your shining armor, you're going to do what that person does. And so for me, I like to be able to show people what you're really wired for. I call it the God blueprint. Because then when you see, instead of me telling you you're right or wrong, I just say, did you know that God built you to do anything you want to do? Anything? And they go, really? I'm like, yeah. Then you start helping them tap open. So bully prevention is just one side of it, but the artist development is the other side. And so I use the two to help diffuse racism, because as an artist, you don't see color difference. I could put an artist from Beverly Hills with an artist from Skid Row, and I guarantee you, if that one person from Beverly Hills did not know he was from Skid Row, he would be side by side. Show me how to do that again. Because he's got something the other guy doesn't have. So you see each other as equals. Because you bringing something to the table, no matter where you come from, your value is still just as, it's right here, because you don't look at a person any other way other than you brought value to me because you have a skill set I don't have. Go back to the culture thing. There's so many different cultures in the way they did the family values, and the only way I learned about it was to hang with other cultures.
It's the only way.
That's the only way I learned. I was like, I got to put the way my culture is aside so I can see what your culture's about.
Definitely.
Show me what it's about. And then like, okay, well, this is how we do it. Okay, well, I'm going to implement what I do. I'm going to do
That's
it your
right.
way.
I'm sorry.
Oh, no, no, no,
I'm
this
gonna
is
share
a
something
conversation. Very
because
good.
yeah, you're totally right. And one of the key elements it's creating conscience in our community,
Yes.
creating conscience on our kids, and to teach them how to support our law enforcement.
That's right.
Teach them that they can choose a better path, that they can have a career in their life. You know, and a lot of us, you know, some people out there that never had the opportunity of, you know, had the right guidance, and you know, we grew up in an environment where you know, if we ride in the car, if we see a police, the police, and then anybody, you know, gets scared inside the car. So they teach us that, you know, in an early age, that law enforcement, you know, they made it look bad. You know, if you do something, I'm gonna call the police. If you don't behave, I'm gonna call the police. So all these things it created
A negative connotation on the law
exactly.
enforcement. Yeah.
So you know, I really I like your program a lot, brother. So I think we're gonna share a few things, you know, because we have, you know, similar things in our programs, and I
Right.
believe that that's something that we can do to help our community win. You know,
Right.
as far as the things you want to do.
Right. And as
Yeah.
mayor-elect for 2022, you are going to implement some kind of program for vocational training for people, for young adults.
Yes, I'm gonna be doing that. That's one of my plans. These were things that worked in the past, in the 60s, all the way up to the 80s, mid-80s, when it was taken away. We had direction back in those days. We used to interact and play with kids in the community. That's what we just played.
Right.
We weren't inside the house hiding, you know, behind the TV set, and we were playing video games. We interact, you know, like I remember eating dirt when I was a kid. It was good. Well, you guys remember eating that dirt?
Well, you know what? I'll tell you what. In our culture, if we talk about culture,
We can talk about culture.
If we talk about culture, you're right. You know, usually our Hispanic community, most of us, at least one time,
Ate the
we,
dirt. I know I did.
all the way from Mexico to South America.
I know I did. I was playing with some people that were from the South, in South Carolina, and they literally eat the clay down there.
Is that right?
Yeah, they really
Wow.
eat the dirt. They really do. And I was like, really? He's like, and I'm just gonna be funny because Sally we're talking. He's like, boy, you in the country. And down here, everything goes, and everything that walks with legs, we shoot it and eat it.
That's right.
But I had to learn everybody's culture, otherwise I would have been on like, whoa, you guys are weird. So I had to really ride with them and see what that was like. And so if everyone did that, you would not have these issues about, oh, I don't like your race, or you're different than me, and I'm going to treat you in a very rude way. If you just understood the uniqueness of each culture, you would not be racist in any form
Not at all.
whatsoever.
I think this is very important, understanding the uniqueness of each culture, because I think that's what brings us together. That's what
Absolutely.
unifies us. And each culture has something very special,
Yes,
you know, that no other culture has.
that's right.
So that's great.
And that's what we want to get everybody to see. This
Exactly.
conversation right now, I hope that anyone watches this can see the value in seeing the value in other cultures.
Exactly. Yeah. So we can all come together.
That's right.
So, well, as your mayor-elect, we're gonna win this thing on March 8th. It's not the same round. Let's get it done. One thing I really want to bring back, I remember they used to call it the chili cook-offs, which is the city barbecue with the LAPD interacting. But it was at the police academy. I'm looking at a bigger venue.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
My first year elected in, I want to have it at the Coliseum.
It's
Awesome.
a big chili cook-off.
That'll be a big chili party. Yeah.
Every 10 yards on both sides and in the center, there's a
Right,
barbecue pit and somebody.
Right?
That's right.
That's a lot
Find
of
out who's the
food.
champion making, you know, I guess these barbecues, because I think we had there were teams that came all the way from Arizona and different areas. So, you know, we can interact with the community as well. We'll be there and participate with that and get law enforcement and the community back together as a family.
Yeah, and food is like a super conduit.
Yes.
Connects everybody.
It connects
It connects
everybody.
everyone.
It does.
I don't know anyone's
Absolutely.
gonna look at some food and go, like, I don't know. If you're hungry, you're
You're
gonna
gonna
be like,
Right?
I tell you, man, I might even
You're
sign
going to
up
eat
be
it.
You
like
tell me about it, right,
I'm
Susan?
going
Got some
to bring
special
a fire
spices
salsa.
Yeah.
put in.
Oh,
Fire
did you hear
salsa.
As
that?
much as you like.
Hot sauce.
She's gonna bring
Yes.
a
Wait a minute.
fire salsa to the
Fire
cook-off.
salsa. Wait.
Uh-oh, you just
I believe
spoke.
when we were eating the pupusas, did somebody drink some hot sauce?
Okay,
Yes.
so for everybody else who doesn't understand what the conversation is right now, we had dinner one day with with Chaplain Edward and Chaplain Sumi, and we went to a nice El Salvadorian restaurant
Yes.
and had pupusas. Well, the mayor-elect likes spicy foods.
Very spicy.
Very
Really
spicy, so
spicy.
his
Very spicy.
turned it up.
oh and so there will be a lot of spice in that cook-off. I mean, yeah, a lot of spices. I mean, from all over the
Food
world,
is always
probably.
something, I don't
Yeah,
know.
it'll always connect us, you know.
Can't go bad with
Yeah,
that.
with food, it's always connected. But after I ate that chili, wait a minute, I heard something. What? Didn't I win the bet?
Okay.
But that chili was good.
Yeah, bringing our community together to the food, you know.
Right, we
Bring
have
it all
right.
out.
You know, if you're from the
Yes.
south, you've got hot. You know that Tabasco and all the hot
I
spices,
cook with
and,
cayenne pepper.
right?
I use a lot of cayenne.
And they're hot spices and our, you know, in different cultures like you guys have. So I really think that
Cooking will bring everybody together.
cooking does bring everybody
I
together.
gotta taste some of this hot sauce from the south. I've tasted everything since down to the south.
Well,
Gotta make me some gator tail too.
well, you know what? I ate it from Gators, but I haven't made it yet.
Well, I don't know about all that.
There's an actual restaurant chain called Gators down there, and that's what they serve, gator.
It's like chicken.
It's
Well,
rubbery.
yeah.
It's
They
kinda
could take
rubbery.
us, and if they don't tell us where they're taking us, probably we eat
Yeah,
it.
I don't eat the alligator. I like to wear the alligator.
Ah, yes, yes.
So, Mayor, I really enjoy you know, talking to you just because of I know the great thoughts that you have for our community, and your program. You got a great heart, and you know what can I say about you? You know, you
It's the love of his life.
know you're the love.
The other half that will never go away.
Yes. And
We're just celebrating your friendship, your relationship, because it's. I would say it's rare nowadays to see people who really are together and they're
Same
friends,
field.
right? And because you know you work with each other every day.
That's a rare.
You know, 24 hours a
It's not
day.
easy,
Not
but
easy.
it's not easy.
It's not
but-
easy, you know, because you know, as a couple, we also, you know, we have our disagreements, and it's like everybody else. It wouldn't be a marriage if we don't have disagreements. But at the same time, you know, reconciliation is always better. You know,
And when we accomplish, but when we accomplish something,
So we're like, okay.
no, when we accomplish something together, and then knowing that we're doing something for the community and helping the people
Oh.
in need, it's like a.
you know what is
like
our
a-
greatest
yes,
reward?
yes. And I said we did this together and we accomplished this together.
I'm telling you, it's good to achieve things. You
Yes.
know,
Yes.
it feels good. I told my wife, and I told you the other day, Tiffany, if I'm not doing something, I feel useless. I feel like I'm not doing anything. And I believe everyone, each one of us has a special call. Like you said, each one of us has a special ID that hasn't been, some of them hasn't found it yet.
That's right.
They have no identity. And this is what we're here, you know, we want to give our community, our kids, our future generation identity.
And that stems from, you know, helping them find purpose.
Yes.
When you see when I call it self-identification, when you see that you have self-worth, because you don't have to have a job to have self-worth. You don't have to have a title to have self-worth. You just have to know that you were born unique and had value to the world. Know that, and then you already winning right there, because you don't have to wonder if you fit in. I am born unique. I do fit in. There's a unique world that I fit into. So every child was brought up to understand that mindset. They wouldn't feel like they have to fit in or do anything that other people are doing to fit in. Like I know, like in most communities, especially in where I grew up at, I remember hearing the stories, where you want to be. And they said you can be a hood star, an athlete, and kept going down the line. He says, but I'm going to go back to the first one I said, hood star. He says, that's the one that's going to get you in jail, killed, and all these other factors.
There you
He
go.
says, so that's the one you want to steer away from.
Yes.
You don't want to be a hood star. And I didn't know what that meant until he started pointing them out. They used to actually take me around, different officers, take me around and be like, hood star, watch him be in jail and dead in 10 years or less. Some used to say he wasn't going to make it to 18. They said he's not going to make it to 18. That was such a shocker to me, but they were so right. And I've seen why. It's because they were following the lead of someone else's toughness.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's what it is. And that's what the biggest problem we have in our community. That if someone is following somebody else. And a lot of them are following the wrong,
Exactly.
you know.
And so I like to show them how to find a sense of self. So when you see self, you can still know all the people in the community. You don't have to totally isolate yourself. I respect that that's what you do. I don't down you. I'm cool. We still have to be neighbors.
You know, I believe William and Tiffany, me and Susan will have discussed about this, and I'm pretty sure you know we can share the same. There's people out there, William, they're just waiting for one opportunity. One opportunity. Just someone to believe. Someone to believe in them. Someone that will say, hey, here we are. We're here because we care about you. And we want to give you this opportunity for you to develop yourself as a human being, and you can develop yourself in the other areas, and that your dreams are, you know, that it's not over yet. There's opportunities in life for you to be someone.
Exactly.
Because that's all they need. You know, I have found like many people in the streets, and I talk to them because, see, I can talk to anybody just because I know what it feels to be out there. You know, and I know how it feels. Because we come from, you know, I was raised in South Central LA. I was raised
You
between
understand that walk.
black and Mex. Yes, it was. We were together, you know, and we will help each other, you know. So I understand how it feels. So and we're missing all of that, you know. We're missing that, you know, taking care of each other.
Well, that's
like
why
we used to.
we're here today. Because
Absolutely.
give an example, like my first responder program, I equip all the first responders with vouchers. Those vouchers are to be used for that very purpose you just spoke of. To give an individual a chance to thrive without it being a money issue. You get that voucher, you get training for as long as it takes. If it takes 10 years to train you, then 10 years we'll never ask you for a dime. Just because someone that was trained to walk up to you and say, I know you're struggling, I know your mom and dad don't have it, that don't mean you have to go to the street and sell drugs and drive and kill. Let me give you this voucher and let's change things. That person's going to look at you like they're a hero because you did acknowledge that they did not want to live like this and they just have to come survive. So when you show them a better way to survive, it's just showing them what they're made of. And that's what I do on the artist development side. Those vouchers are there for that reason. So I kind of let them show me, like the coach. You want to play football? Yeah. Well, I think you could be a lineman. You say, no, I'm a quarterback coach. Okay, well, I'm going to let you play the line because that's what I think, but then I'm going to let you show me what you think.
Right.
And you got to give that individual the opportunity to show you how they can play.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And I-
Then you keep encouraging them and saying, you may have thought you was a fourth quarterback, but look what you did in the front line.
Exactly.
You annihilated some
Yeah.
folks. And then that kid goes, oh, I have value right there.
And that's exactly what our community needs, William.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
They need the right guidance,
Yeah.
Mayor. They need,
Yeah.
they need, we need to put the right people in power.
And resources. We need to have
And
resources available so that, you know, you can continue doing
That's right.
the program for
Exactly.
a long length of time, you know, 20 years, 30 years. Resources are very necessary.
And then again, and it goes back to creating content. So, like, if we were able to take the average person, and this is kind of what I would love to see happen, if we took the average person, one person out of every household in any community, whether it's South Central, whether it's East LA, no matter
Doesn't
where
matter.
it's from, one person out that household can change the trajectory for the whole entire
Definitely.
household.
Yes.
Even for the whole block,
Yes.
Yes.
sometimes.
Yes. One person. But always has been the issue was money.
Yeah.
Yes.
I can't afford it. I don't have the resources. I can't put my kid, and the kid's like going, man, I got to be up against
Right.
this now. So that's why I want to equip these first responders with these vouchers. And the way I get it paid for is by people just doing events. They're Zoom
Well,
events.
I think now we need to, people who are running for office,
Yes.
who have access to resources such as William Rodriguez Morrison,
Yes.
who's running for the seat in March of 2022, to put money aside for those resources. I think that now I know that there's some programs out there that some people aren't aware of, and then when the programs are not active or there's not that much participation, then they die. Then they don't get funded again.
Exactly.
So, but programs like yours and what you're doing in the community, and you being a community person, a person about the community, I think that we could actually start to see what we're missing.
Because I would like to see this. When I first met the mayor-elect, this is what went through my brain. I said, wouldn't this be a powerful tool if we were able to come into the community and pass these vouchers out?
Right.
On love.
Yeah.
On love. Just on love. It's coming through, and I'm blessing everybody because I think everybody needs
And that's
empowerment.
something that William is pushing for, right? William, that's something
That's
that
what I
he's
am
working
pushing
on.
for.
Because
Yeah.
then you
It
got,
needs to
Education.
be in the education system, because you gotta remember, when all these guys retire from the port, that's a great job working for LA. And who's gonna operate those cranes if we're just gonna be standing around and watching TV, playing video games?
Right. So if
This will give somebody, even like some of my friends that were in the hood that got great jobs in the construction jobs, they're learning skills. And that's what we've lost today. And even computer skills, I know everybody needs to learn computer skills and other skills.
Definitely.
And we gotta bring back that training again and start bringing it back, like from our middle schools to high schools.
Exactly.
Because to go to a college and get a student loan that you're gonna pay compound interest and keep on paying it off
that's
for
stressful
the rest of their life, that's very stressful. But we're gonna start programs, and I have a plan that I'm gonna start in the city of Los Angeles. And like I said, it's gonna be like a pebble dropping. But it's gonna go all the way to the East Coast. Remember that what I do as the mayor of Los Angeles, implement certain things, a pebble. But it's gonna make it all the way to the East Coast. From education, public safety, it starts in Los Angeles, it's gonna end up in New York. And we can heal this whole nation.
Yeah, because we, as in Los Angeles, we influence a lot of other cities.
in California, period.
Yes.
Yes.
And I was talking to somebody that lives in Oregon, and I was surprised on what he told me. He was like, Wes, you need to hurry up and get down here. And I'm like, why? He says, because Oregon's turning into Los Angeles South Central.
Wow.
Yeah, it's out of control.
Yeah.
Oregon is out of
It's getting out of
control.
control.
Wow.
He says,
I-
because they don't have nothing to do,
Yeah.
no purpose whatsoever, and then the only thing they know is to fall back to what they grew up with. The mentality of, oh, I'm tough, that whole mindset.
Right.
And the only thing they're doing is making it worse for law enforcement,
Yes.
because you just take the mindset from LA and move to a town where these people are not clearly dealing with this too well.
Right.
So now you got all the folks up there upset, and then you got this racial tension.
Right. So I know what we're going to do as examples in LA, and California, we're going to start to move it in a different direction and start a movement like everyone starts a movement,
Definitely.
We're
right?
gonna plant
It has
that
to
seed.
come
We're gonna
from,
plant
it has to come
seeds.
from the roots.
It
From the
is
bottom, yes.
From the
absolutely.
bottom up.
Well, I thank you all for coming and being on this show at my roundtable. Hopefully, we'll see you again.
Absolutely.
And is there anything else that you guys would like to say? Are there any upcoming events you would like to tell us
Yeah, I
about?
would like to talk about, I'm doing a film premiere, soft film premiere on June 26th. And people can get information on how to get tickets to from www.transformationsfamilyservices.org. And it's going to be emotional wellness film release. I'm showing people how to recognize the early signs of emotional trauma and what to do to fix it.
Okay, and how about you? Do you guys have any upcoming events that you wanted to say so that the community can get involved?
Well, yeah, as far as law enforcement in the Latino community outreach and also all the areas, I know that all the programs are quite right now they're suspended just because of whatever it's been going on, and for the community safety and law enforcement safety. But I know that they already have developed a way to bring back the programs that they were having before all this happened. So I believe they.
Yes, I think the programs are going to start next week. The cadet program,
Mm-hmm.
baseball program. I think those are the two ones.
So we can contact you at the U.S.
Yes.
Community.
Yes, for more information, they can either call us
Okay.
to the 844-777-1157, and we'll bring their information that they need, because it's not only the cadet programs, but there's also quite a few programs. They haven't started yet, but they will start. So registrations are already
Okay,
they already
great.
started, right? So.
Great. And you gave us your information, and there's a number or anything else that you'd like to
The
add?
number is 818-650-0104. That's the number to contact me directly. And then again, the transformationfamilyservices.org
Okay.
is the organization.
And then, Mr. William Rodriguez Morrison, would you like to tell us where we can contact you?
Yes, actually, the website's being built up as we speak. So we are doing a little bit of, how can I put it? We are making it a little bit longer, because at one point, we were just going to put it as William Rodriguez. But
So there's some revisions being
there's some
made.
revisions happening, but we should be kicking off the website, and the next time I come on the show, we will have the website up. It is in process right now. But if you want to contact me, you can also email me on my personal email. It's not really my personal, it's a campaign email address. It's Morrison, the number 4, LA Mayor@yahoo.com.
Okay,
Awesome.
great. Well, thank you guys for being my guests
you.
on the show, and we look forward to having you again.
Definitely.
Is there anything else you want to say?
And we're going to have a celebration, a graduation of the chaplaincy program. If you have the passion and love to help another ones, please contact me at 480-452-4712. My email is sulmigarcia77@yahoo.com.
Okay.
Yes. So, William, I wanted to thank you for your service. Thank you very much for serving our country. Thank you very much for the time and love and compassion that you have. I believe that this is the right season, this is the right moment, and it's the right time for us to make changes in our community.
Exactly.
Only we together can make this happen.
Yes.
And I want to thank Wesley and everybody here, because you are my family. And from when we met, from that first day, you are my family in my heart.
Thank you as well.
And that's where they say the love comes from our heart, not from the vision.
Mhm.
And all the love that I'm going to be giving you this city when I win.
Great. Wonderful. Well, thank you guys so
Thank
much
you.
for joining me, and we hope to have you back soon.
With great topics and more information.
Definitely, of course.
And with all that said, we'll keep you posted for the next show of
The round table.
Roundtable.
Of
The Round Table.
Of the round table, right? Right.
I just want to hear you guys say it.
Yes. Yeah.